happiness, oh. Now when I get money, I realize, oh. But I no be hypocrite. I dey pray make you get your own too. Say bad times will never last. Let me know my last, yo. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Life comes at you so fast. Small time you don't become waiting you hate, yo. Okay, they hate their lives and they're lonely. No energy for nobody. We know they happy for me, for me. Okay, you hate your life and you lonely. No energy for nobody.
Don't turn off your radio. You are listening to Power FM. This is 365 Power FM. Don't turn off your radio. You are listening to Power FM. This is 365 Power FM. Don't turn off your radio. You are listening to Power FM. This is 365 Power FM. Don't turn off your radio. You are listening to Power FM. This is 365 Power FM. Don't turn off your radio. You are listening to Power FM. This is 365 Power FM. Don't turn off your radio. You are listening to Power FM. This is 365 Power FM.
Good morning. This is Power365 online radio coming to you live from the city of Ibadan. And this is our newspaper review segment coming to you for the next 30 minutes. My name is Olawale Adeshupo and I'll be bringing you the newspaper review from Power365 online radio. Don't forget, you can join us on we are live on our website as we speak, www.power365fm.com. You could also download our mobile app on our website, which is like I told you earlier, www.power365fm.com. You could also come live on Facebook at facebook.com/@power365fm. On Instagram, we are power365_FM, and on Twitter, we are poweronline365. On YouTube, we are power365FM. Thank you for joining us, and let's go straight to the major stories we have this morning. Let's start from Ibadan. This one says Ibadan Kingmakers may meet tomorrow to ratify Olakuleyin as next Olubadan. And this is saying that's on page 5 of the Nigerian Tribune. And 8 killed, houses burnt in Plateau, 4 die in Bauchi stampede. Our 137 Kuriga pupils were rescued. That's coming from the defense headquarters. We will make our school safe, secure. That's coming from Tinubu. IJP Special Intervention Squad arrives Kaduna. No contact yet. After 9 days, wife of abducted editor cries out. Abductors of Edo PDP chairman contact family, demand the whooping sum of 500 million naira as ransom. 12 states apply for Electricity Regulatory Commission. And Edo, Ebonyi, Anambra, Labour Party caution over Abure Ajero power tussle. Lagos fully ready for state police. That's coming from the Attorney General. Nnamdi Kanu's family raises fresh concern over his health. That's coming from the family members of the IPOP leader Nnamdi Kanu. These are the stories we have here today, and we have them so much. So let's just quickly delve into the business of the day. Let's not waste time. And this first one is coming from Tinubu, our president. It says Tinubu bans events marking his 72nd birthday. President Bola Tinubu President Bola Tinubu, who turned 72 on Friday, has placed a ban on all activities that should have marked the day, though he noted that the day will be another important milestone in his life. As a leader and a statesman, he has, however, prohibited family, friends, and associates from doing anything that may go contrary to the present mood of the nation. That's on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune. And then this is saying how 137 Kuriga school children were rescued. The defense headquarters says the abducted Kuriga students were rescued through coordinated search and rescue operation conducted by the military in collaboration with local authorities and government agencies. The News Agency of Nigeria reported the primary and secondary school students who were abducted on March 7 were rescued in the early hour of Sunday. Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, made this known in a statement on Sunday in Abuja. He said a total of 137 persons comprising of 76 females and 61 males were rescued in Zamfara. That's a good one from the defense headquarters. And the very interesting part of it is that the military admitted, or the military actually gave kudos to the local authorities and government agencies in Kaduna State. We pray we see more of this kind of rescue missions in the country. And then this is saying IGP intervention squad arrives Kaduna in efforts to stem the scourge of insecurity bedeviling Kaduna State. The 200 Inspector General of Police Special Intervention Squad have been deployed to Kaduna State on Sunday. Governor Uba Sani, while receiving the special contingent at the Sir Kasim Ibrahim Government House on Sunday, expressed appreciation to IGP Kayode Egbetokun and for fulfilling his promise on the deployment of the squad. That's on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune. Kanu's family raises fresh concern over his failing health, says he needs cardiologist. Family of the detained leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOP, Nnamdi Kanu, has raised fresh concern over what they termed his continued failing health condition, stressing that he needs urgent medical attention to avert a major health crisis. That's coming from page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune. And then this is also saying 8 persons feared killed houses burnt in Plateau community. On no fewer than 8 people have been killed and properties worth millions of naira destroyed in a clash between some youth groups in Lalin district of Mikang local government council of Plateau State. Alright, you may read more of that sad story. It's on page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune. Emulate Oti obey court judgments stopping pensions or to ex-governors, Serap tells Tinubu. Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project Serap has urged President Bola Tinubu to emulate good example of Governor Alex Oti of Abia State by immediately obeying the judgment ordering the federal government to recover pensions collected by former governors and to challenge the legality of state pension laws permitting those involved to collect such outrageous pensions. That's on page That's on page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune. I hope President Tinubu will listen to Serap, or else the next thing might be for Serap to sue the president. Okay, so this is saying PSC raises alarm over rising cases, police personnel killed on official duties. The Police Service Commission has raised the alarm over the increasing cases of killings of police personnel on official duties across the country lately, describing the trend as unacceptable. That's on page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune. You may pick a copy of that paper to read it. And then let me go quickly to page 5, where it says Ibadan Kingmakers may meet to ratify Olakulenyi as next Olubadan tomorrow. This is saying, bearing unforeseen circumstances, Kingmakers in Ibadan land will meet tomorrow to ratify the Balogun of Ibadan land, Oba Owolabi Olakulenyi, as the next Olubadan of Ibadan land. The statutory Kingmakers and members of the Ibadan Olubadan Council expected at the meeting at the Otun Olubadan of Ibadan land, High Chief Rashidi Ladoja, the Osi Olubadan Oba Edi Oyewole, the Ashipa Olubadan Oba Abiodun Koladaisi, the Ekerin Olubadan Oba Amidu Ajibade, the Karun Olubadan Oba Adebayo Akonde, the Otun Olubadan, the Otun Balogun Oba Tajuddin Ajibola, the Osi Balogun Oba Latif Adebimpe, the Ashipa Balogun Oba Kola Adegbola, the Ekerin Balogun Oba Dada Isioye, and the Karun Balogun Oba Abiodun Aziz. The meeting slated for Mapo Hall will have in attendance all the Kingmakers alongside Olubadan designate Oba Olakulenyi. Olakulenyi, it was gathered, is expected to be at the meeting where his nomination will be ratified by the Kingmakers before his name will be forwarded to your state governor Seyi Makinde for approval. Upon approval by the state government, a date for coronation will be fixed for the new monarch to begin his reign. It's a long read. Well, it's not really long, but you may grab a copy of the Nigerian Tribune to read more on this. So let's quickly go to the 4th page of the Nigerian Tribune. Falana demands prosecution of culprits in Nasarawa Varsity students' death. That's human rights activity and lawyer Mr. Femi Falana on Sunday called for legal consequences over the death of 2 Nasarawa State University students during palliative distribution stampede. That's on page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune. Let's quickly take a break. When we return, we'll bring you more news.
Don't turn off your radio. You are listening to Power FM. This is 365 Power FM. Don't turn off your radio. You are listening to Power FM. This is 365 Power FM. Don't turn off your radio. You are listening to Power FM. This is 365 Power FM. Don't turn off your radio. You are listening to Power FM. This is 365 Power FM. Don't turn off your radio. You are listening to Power FM. This is 365 Power FM. Don't turn off your radio. You are listening to Power FM. This is 365 Power FM. Don't turn off your radio.
Alright, you're welcome back This is still Power 365 online radio. We're transmitting live from Felele in the city of Ibadan. Okay, so let's let's also tell you that we are live on all our streaming platforms. You may check us out on all streaming platforms. We are on Streamer. We are also on Streamer. We are on Radio Garden and other streaming platforms. Okay, so let's quickly go to the next story, which is on page 7. 12 states apply for Electricity Regulatory Commission. The saying 12 out of 36 states have applied to the federal government to set up their state electricity regulatory commission, Nigerian Tribune has learnt. According to a source from one of the agencies of the federal government, 24 states, including Abuja, the federal capital territory, are yet to apply. Okay, that's on page 7 of the Nigerian Tribune. I'm sure part of the 12 states will be Lagos State. Uber Lagos government on coalition course over data sharing agreement. The Lagos State government is set to slam sanctions on leading e-hailing company Uber over failure to comply with data sharing agreement between the government and the e-hailing platforms operating in the state. Okay, you may read more of that on page 7 of the Nigerian Tribune. And then this saying, Osun sets up committee on cyber crimes fake news. Osun State government on Sunday said it has set up a cyber crime action committee to give effect to relevant provisions of the law with respect to cyber crimes, cyberbullying, and deliberate propagation of online fake news. That's a good deterrent. Yes, a good deterrent. All right. Okay, so that's on page 5 of the Nigerian Tribune. And then NAPTIP alerts Nigerians on new tricks by human traffickers. The National Agency for Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons has uncovered a new ploy by some suspected human traffickers who are exploiting coordinated global brand trademarks and offering unrealistic oil and gas job offers to traffic unsuspecting youths and other classes of people to neighboring West African countries for various forms of exploitation. That's on page 5 of the Nigerian Tribune. And then let's also, I told you that we have so many stories. We have so many stories on the Nigerian Tribune today, and the time is not really on our side, or you'll be enjoying federal government to pay derivation fund to solid minerals bearing state. And there's a saying, Oyo State government on Sunday called on the federal government to consider paying derivation fund to states where solid minerals are extracted, just as it does with oil bearing states. The federal government pays 13% derivation fund from the federation account to oil-producing states through the state governments. Oyo State Deputy Governor Mr. Debayo Lawal made the call at the 2024 annual Ramadan lecture organized by the Oyo branch of Muslim Lawyers Association of Nigeria. That's on page 7 of the Nigerian Tribune. And then this is coming from Osun State on page 6. It says, Osun ready for investors, Adeleke tells manufacturers. Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke has stated that the state is business ready for manufacturers and investors who are ready to partner with the state government to achieve national development. Page 6 of the Nigerian Tribune has that. And then this is also coming from page 8 of the Nigerian Tribune. It says clerics thumb up Abiodun as Ogun continues palliative distribution. That's saying that in the spirit of the Easter celebration and ongoing Ramadan, the Ogun State government on Sunday continued its palliative distribution across the three senatorial districts of the state to cushion the effect of the current economic hardship on the people. Page 8 of the Nigerian Tribune has a story. There's so many stories. 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 We have them in numbers on the Nigerian Tribune. I'll advise that you pick a copy of the Nigerian Tribune to read more on these stories. Read more of the stories on the pages of the newspaper. And so let me also bring you the story which says why we support creative industry, partners Soto Gallery. That's coming from EcoBank. And then Oyo local government poll, PDP chieftain rallies support for PDP candidates. A former member of the Oyo State House of Assembly representing Atisbo Shaki East constituency Ayobami Ojo has donated 3 campaign buses to Atisbo Shaki East Shaki West federal constituency to aid the People's Democratic Party in the April 27 local government election in the state. That's on page 23 of the Nigerian Tribune. Ekiti PDP leaders members resolve to end crisis, set up reconciliation committee. And they're saying members of and leaders of the People's Democratic Party in Ekiti State have resolved to work together towards performing its duties as major opposition party in the state. At an elaborate meeting held at the party's headquarters in Ado-Ekiti, the state capital, at the weekend, the leaders, including Senator Biodun Olujimi, is Biodun Olujimi a woman? Past and present lawmakers, zonal and national officials of the party, different support groups and members from the 16 local government areas agreed to end age-long bickering in the interest of the party. That's on page 23, the politics news page of the Nigerian Tribune. And then in Ondo State, Akinterinwa Ayedatiwa groups bicker over billboard destruction. The camps of the 2 governorship aspirants in the All Progressive Congress in Ondo State have disagreed over those behind the destruction of campaign billboards in the state, while the Wale Akinterinwa campaign organization, WACO, accused loyalists of the state governor, Honorable Lucky Ayedatiwa, of destroying billboards belonging to the campaign organization. The Lucky Ayedatiwa campaign organization described the allegation as ridiculous and baseless. You may read more of that political story. It's on page 22 of the Nigerian Tribune. Jonathan was never weak or clueless as president. That's coming from Bolaji Abdullahi. It says a former minister of sports and youth development, Bolaji Abdullahi, has defended former President Goodluck, who was criticized as weak and clueless by some political opponents during his tenure from 2010 to 2015, saying he was not weak or clueless. That's coming from page 22 of the Nigerian Tribune. Impeachment, Edo CRPP calls on panel members to reject offer. The Edo State chapter of the Conference of Registered Political Parties has called members of the 7-man panel set up by the Chief Judge of the state, Justice Daniel Okungbowa, to investigate the allegations leveled against Deputy Governor Comrade Philip Shaibu to decline the offer. In a statement signed by the body's chairman, Dr. Samson Isibo, and the secretary, John Isidome, on Saturday, the Edo CRPP claimed that the Chief Justice was being engineered to set up the panel. That's on page 23 of the New Nigerian Tribune. And then I've got to Kanduje. APC remains rejected in Anambra. The All Progressive Grand Alliance has replied the national chairman of the All Progressive Congress, Abdullahi Ganduje, for saying Anambra has remained politically dislocated from the center for being under the control of APGA. The National Publicity Secretary of APGA, Mazi Ejimofo Okpara, who reacted to the comment by Ganduje, said APGA, though in a minority party, has remained better than most states who claim to have connected to the center. Read more of that political jabs coming from page 23 of the Nigerian Tribune. Okay, so there's a good story here. Page 24 of the Nigerian Tribune. Oyo government to sign new MOU with Water Aid to improve access to water. The Oyo State government is set to sign a new memorandum of understanding with Water Aid to facilitate its mission of transforming lives, improving access to potable water, sanitation, and hygiene as an essential step out of poverty. The chairman of the Oyo State Water Corporation, Honorable Elias Adeojo, made this known over the weekend after a meeting with the representatives of Water Aid Nigeria, led by the acting director of programs, Water Aid Nigeria, Mr. Lawa Adebayo. Okay, read more of that story. It's on page 24. Read to you by yours truly and of the Nigerian Tribune. Okay, so we would bring this next story. Court orders police to pay Shiite Islamic group over 70 million compensation. We'll bring you more stories in the next 5 minutes. Stay tuned.
Don't turn off your radio. You are listening to Power FM. This is 365 Power FM. Don't turn off your radio. You are listening to Power FM. This is 365 Power FM. Don't turn off your radio. You are listening to Power FM. This is 365 Power FM. Don't turn off your radio. You are listening to Power FM. This is 365 Power FM. Don't turn off your radio. You are listening to Power FM. This is 365 Power FM. Don't turn off your radio. You are listening to Power FM. This is 365 Power FM. Don't turn off your radio. You are listening to Power FM. This is 365.
This is 365 Power Online Radio. You're welcome back. And like I told you, there's so many stories on the Nigerian Tribune, which you really need to pick a copy of the newspaper for you to enjoy. And let me bring this. Let me bring like few more stories to you, and after that we'll call it a day on Power 365 newspaper review. Shortly after that, you'll get to listen to newspaper review in Yoruba language. And this is saying that despite reduction in deaths, tuberculosis falls short of 2025 eradication target. The World Health Organization says despite the reduction in tuberculosis deaths, efforts against the disease still fall short of the 2025 NTB strategy target of a 75% reduction. Okay, that's coming from the Nigerian Tribune. Let me quickly jump to the Yoruba, and let me quickly jump to the sports page. Hand Finidi Eagles job. Fuludu. Ex-Nigerian international Edema Fuludu has urged the NFF to offer fellow Super Eagles player George Finidi the senior national team job. Thank you for staying tuned. I am Olawale Adeshupo. We appreciate you. We appreciate you greatly. Join us tomorrow again for another fresh edition of Newspaper Review from your darling station, Power 365 Online Radio. God bless you. Have a good day.